Hi, I'm Tim, and welcome to WatchYouWant.com. If you've got the need for speed, Rolex has got your number with the Cosmograph Daytona. The Daytona that you see here is a 6-digit reference number, 116519, white gold edition with slate dial, and it's an outstanding timepiece for fun, formal occasions. It's a motorsports chronograph with a prestigious history. It's the official gift at Daytona International Speedway for the winners of the 24 Hours of Daytona every winter. Now, the key thing about the 6-digit reference number Daytonas is that they have an in-house Rolex movement, and that's key to the appeal of this watch. Well, the Daytona's always been an accurate, robust timekeeper. The arrival of the in-house Rolex movement in 2000 really heralded the emergence of the Daytona as a piece of high horology in its own right. Now, Rolex's chronograph takes a step beyond previous Daytona movements because it has an exceptional power reserve, very smooth actuation thanks to a vertical clutch, and smooth, crisp, almost rifle bolt-like stop-start action and reset thanks to a column wheel actuator. That power reserve that I mentioned, it's 72 hours. So you can take this watch off, pick it up 2 days later, for instance, take it off on a Friday night, put it back on a Monday, and it hasn't skipped a beat. Exceptionally smooth to operate. It won't stagger when you start it or jump when you stop it. It always resets to zero perfectly. Rolex's own chronograph movement significantly improved over every previous outsourced movement in the Daytona, turns this, the current Daytona generation, into the true thoroughbred it was always meant to be. Now, as a motorsports chronograph, you can see aesthetically it has the look of a technical watch. Calibrated around this fixed metal bezel, you can actually time units per hour, so miles per hour if you like kilometers if you're in Europe, while tracking a race car at a track, for instance. And you can see that the dial itself is a little bit different and a little bit special, because this tricolor version, which has hints of red, white, and gray, is actually a slate dial. And that's pretty outstanding, because Rolex only makes a handful of alternative dial materials at any given time. They've used wood, they've used meteorite, they've used lapis, and here they're using actual slate. And this dial just explodes in person. The light reflects off the polished slate, which is finely textured in a sort of radial sunburst fashion. It looks gorgeous, it's very dramatic, and in person, because it is a grained rock, it actually has depth to it that's very fetching. Really contrasts nicely with the concentric circles of the subdials, and there's a lot of articulation and engagement. When holding this watch in person, it's extremely striking, beautiful to see, very weighty in the hand. It's also 18-karat white gold, and that really hammers home just how much Rolex content there is in this watch, because not only are you getting Rolex's own movement, 4130 caliber with its power reserve, its smooth operation, chronometer grade timing accuracy, but you're also getting Rolex's own proprietary white gold. The bezel, the end links of the strap, and the case, of course, are all cast in the 18-karat white gold that Rolex makes itself and smelts in its own foundry. This is significant because very few watchmakers do this. Very few watchmakers are able to do this. What sets Rolex apart is the fact that because they control the process from start to finish, they can create the metal to their standard, which means that unlike other white golds, which are basically a milky yellow and which have to be coated with rhodium to actually have this shiny, almost chrome-like gleam to them, the Rolex white gold is solid gold all the way through. If you were to scratch it, there's white gold under that. It never has to be replated. It never fades or oxidizes. It never tarnishes or changes color in any way. That's an exceptional feature of Rolex metallurgy. So when you buy this Daytona, you're getting a lot of content. You're getting that Rolex movement with all of its refinements, its durability, its accuracy. It is a COSC certified chronometer, and it's one of the great chronograph movements of modern times. One of only a handful of companies that makes all of its own movements. Rolex is one of an even smaller group of companies that makes its own chronograph movement, and you get that here in the Daytona. You're also getting that beautiful slate dial with its subtle graining, an unusual full Arabic numeral dial. Most Daytonas either use stick indexes or Romans. To see full Arabics, with the exception of the 6 and the 12, it's very unusual, and when combined with that slate dial and the little shocks of red, beautiful, very dramatic, and also not overtly dressy. This is a solid gold watch that doesn't wear as particularly pretentious or formal. Oh, it'll look good with a suit, and it'll look fine in any formal situation, but you can also wear this on casual Friday. You can wear this to the beach. You can wear this while having fun at a tailgate party. This watch is basically welcome in any company. So there's versatility there. Finally, you're getting that quality of materials, that integrity that Rolex brings to the table, making every last detail of their watch, every last component, finishing it to their standard. You can see that the clasp is made of corresponding polished and brushed white gold. The strap with its contrasting stitch, the case, the dial, the movement. This is as much Rolex as you can get in one package. Rolex manufactures everything in this watch, and they manufacture it to their standard. Long the standard of the industry among sports watches, the Daytona's only gotten better with the 6-digit reference numbers of the current generation, and this 6-digit reference, Daytona 116519 in white gold with slate dial, can be yours at watchyouwant.com, where we have a full factory boxed set, all paperwork, manuals, hang tags, chronometer seal, everything you would expect to get at an authorized dealer is available. Log on to www.watchyouwant.com and check out this Rolex Daytona and our other selection of fine pre-owned watches. We may just have the watch you want.